who needs to hear this, but being a homeowner is not it. Being a homeowner does not determine your success. It's not the American dream, whatever the fuck that is. It ain't the picket fence that we've been sold all our lives, you know? It's a lie fabricated by the banks, in my opinion, to fill their pockets even more. Because when you're renting a house or an apartment, you're not paying escrow, you're not paying for taxes and insurance, you're not paying for HOA, which that's a fucking scam in itself.
I will agree that HOA is a scam, and I have always been an advocate against HOAs, and I would never, ever in my life ever move into a community that is ruled by an HOA, because the HOA Karens, as I'd like to call them, or the HOA management, a lot of the people who are busybodies who have nothing to do, love to walk around neighborhoods and find things that they don't like so that they can complain about, so that people get fined. And then the HOA, even if you paid your house off and something's wrong with it and they fine you, they can repossess your house. How is that you owning your home? You don't own it already because you forever pay taxes on the home, or else the government takes it from you. And then on top of that, you have another layer of another group of people that can actually take your home. That's insane. I'm a homeowner. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Owning a home is one of the greatest things you could do for yourself financially. Because historically, what have home prices done? They have gone up. So if you bought a house for $300,000 now, in 30 years when it's paid off, it might be worth $1 million. If you want to rent for the rest of your life, you can sell your house for $1 million and rent for the rest of your life, and not have to worry about taxes, not have to worry about anything else. Lucky for me, I'm a 100% disabled veteran, so I actually do own my home because I don't pay property taxes on it. Not every state has that. This is in the state of Texas, obviously. Texas is great to its veterans, and so once my house is paid off, it is truly mine. Now, that doesn't apply to if I buy a second home for whatever reason, I will have to pay taxes on it. But this is just for your primary residence. But homeownership is not a scam. Homeownership is a great driver, a great indicator of wealth in your older age. Because again, you're going to have that wealth sitting on that house that you've paid for over time. But let's continue to listen to what she has to say.
Technically, this house that I took out a 30-year mortgage on is technically not mine. It's the bank's. If I don't pay my property taxes, if I don't pay my insurance, if I don't pay HOA, they'll put a lien on my house and buy a house. I don't think ever in our lifetime was the right time to purchase a home. Maybe back in the Lewis and Clark days, maybe in the hunter and gathering days, maybe back in the day when I could trade some rice for a piece of land, that was the time to purchase a home. That was the time. But not in this lifetime. I'm still trying to figure out what the American dream is, but it's not home ownership.
So sell the home and rent for the rest of your life. Because whether you like it or not, you're going to pay a mortgage. And I'm going to tell you why. You think you are renting, right? When you rent, what you're doing is paying somebody so they can pay their mortgage. So you are just secondhand paying a mortgage anyways. You're gonna pay a mortgage no matter what, whether you own your home or you rent. And usually when you're renting, you're paying more than what the mortgage is anyways. Every year they raise the rent. There's a percentage that they rent it. Let's say the mortgage on the home is $1,500. The owner might charge you $2,000 in rent every month. So he pays his $1,500 and pockets $500. So not only are you paying a mortgage, you're also making profits for another person. And I'm not against it. I'm not one of those people that's against landlords. But you're going to pay anyways unless you want to be homeless for the rest of your life. You're going to pay. And this is what she doesn't understand. At least with yours, it's just you paying whatever it is, whatever the cost is of that mortgage every month. Not whatever the cost is plus an extra $500 in profit for the landlord. But Here's another thing I want to talk about that Florida's trying to do, which I think is great, that I think more states should follow suit, is that they are trying to pass a law to remove property taxes. And I'm 100% on board. Because again, I have a problem with you paying a mortgage for 30 years, owning the home. Now you have the deed from the bank, but the house is never truly yours because guess what? You have to pay property taxes on that mortgage, on that house for the rest of your life. Or the government can seize it, foreclose it, and sell it to somebody else. And I don't believe that that's fair. In America, you never truly own a home. Unless you're a disabled veteran who lives in a state that has those kind of programs that I just talked about briefly. Now, obviously, there's going to be some tax revenue that's lost there, so they're going to have to get it from somewhere else. But I'd rather you tax me somewhere else and not on my house. Let me own the piece of something that I think that I at least own, that I've paid for 30 years. Tax me somewhere else. Maybe raise the toll prices or something. A lot of people drive. Do something else. But I think that a house should not have to pay property taxes. You should not have to pay property tax on a house that you paid for 30 years and own. Maybe they can tax you while you own the home, but after you've paid it off, tax exempt. That's it. You paid on it for 30 years. You did your due diligence. I think you should be rewarded for that. But let's continue to hear what she has to say.
And the argument of equity is just like the stupidest thing in the world to me, because how much money am I really getting back? How much is my property going to go up in 30 years? Best case scenario, you buy a house that does not need any improvements, no renovations, no customization. You love the house as is. And I'm talking, you don't have to paint the walls. You don't have to change the floors. You don't have to change the counters. You don't have to add blinds. You don't have to tint the windows. You don't have to do any of those things because you love the house as is. You don't have to add a fence. Most people take out a 30-year mortgage in order to purchase a home. In those 30 years, chances are you're going to put some money into this house to make it your own. By the time you're ready to sell that house, the equity that you get on it is probably what you've put into the house. I mean, I'm talking taxes, insurance, HOA, all of the things that go into home ownership. Wait, don't get me started with HOA, because when I was looking for a house, I was looking for a community with HOA, because I heard everywhere that that's how you keep.
So basically, she's saying best case scenario on the house is that you get your money back. So I had a place to live for 30 years and I sold it and I got all of my money back in one lump sum. How is that not a deal? That's great. I had a roof over my head for 30 years. And you're basically telling me that if I sell it, I get all of the money that I put back into it? And I know what she's talking about when it comes to repairs, because I had the same thing. I bought my house about 3 years ago, and last year I had to drop $5,000 on a new HVAC system. And that's because the house was built in '99. The one that was there was giving me trouble all the time. And at the end, the fan literally broke off. So I didn't have AC for a couple of days until I can get somebody to come out there and do the work. So it was labor plus parts, $5,000 that I had to come out of pocket for, because my warranty, my homeowner's warranty insurance or whatever, wouldn't cover it. And that's another scam, I believe, too. They wouldn't cover it. So I had to come $5,000 out of pocket. And I said, I will never renew my home warranty insurance again. So what am I paying for if you guys aren't even willing to repair my things? But I don't care. Home ownership is great. And if you don't want to sell it, let's say you don't want that money back, you can always pass it on to your children. This is loser mentality. Listen, if she wants to go ahead and rent for the rest of her life and pay somebody else's mortgage, because that's what she's going to be doing, by all means, do that. You got it. But don't think for a second that you're ever going to stop paying mortgage. you're paying mortgage, whether it's yours or your landlord's. But that's all I got for this video, guys. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your friends. And if you like what I do here and you want to support my work, I have links in the description box below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.